My sweet, lovely Scorpios, this is your horoscope of February 2025. And February will make you focus on your love situation, on your love life. My dear Scorpios, your chart speaks all about dating. If you're single, or that person who you start dating recently. Or if you say it's not about love, then children. That will be your topic for February. Now, February begins on 4th of February with Jupiter, planet of luck and abundance, going direct finally in your house of money, 8th house. Now, Jupiter was retrograding for a couple of months, and Jupiter naturally rules your another house of earned money, actually, money houses. And now it's occupying your 8th house. So it seems like if there were some things, let's say, paused or stuck for some reason, or some paperwork needed related to your inheritance, related to investments also, or related to scholarship if you're a student that you were been waiting for, or for some reason, let's say you got a bad mark and for a whole semester you were without, let's say, scholarship, but now when you closed all these subjects with good marks, then it might be that they are resuming your scholarship back. For example, financial help, like everything related to bank money, also loans. If you've been waiting like a news from your bank about loan, then around beginning of February you might hear back good news when Jupiter will start moving things around. And the 8th house is also about conception, my dear Scorpios. Especially those of you who've been trying to conceive a baby. Jupiter here turning direct will, will be beneficial, will be more willing to shower you with the gift of being a parent. Now, 12th of February, we have full moon, electrifying full moon, surprising one in your house of career. That full moon will happen at 24 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 15th of November, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon, but all of us will do. Allow always 5 days before, 5 days after to manifest, to bring the message of this full moon. And full moons are about conclusions, about sort of culmination to a situation, or they put light on some situation. And this full moon happening in your career house, Uranus will be making harsh angle to that full moon, like almost exact. Uranus is a planet of shock and shocking situations and surprises, which will be in your house of marriage, house of business partnerships. Now, in some cases, some of you guys might here, like at this full moon, decide to get divorced all of a sudden, to the shock of your family and friends, and and also to your partner might shock you too. As an example, for example, if that will be the case, it just means one thing, that universe is trying to liberate you from this relationship, which is not serving you anymore any good, my dear Scorpio. So try to let go and move on, because all the things that this full moon will bring will happen abruptly, happen in a surprising fashion, as Uranus loves. You never know what kind of situation could bring this Uranus, but still, because it's super active and making almost exact aspect to that full moon, some of you guys might decide actually to separate, and some of you guys, vice versa, might decide to get married all of a sudden. And let me tell you, that decision will be too much of fast. So I would suggest you to wait a bit. But still, your horoscope suggests that you might actually tie the knot around this time too. Or if that's not your situation, it can be your father's situation, like your parents' situation. It might be that they will decide to get divorced or to get married, for example, if they're single father or single mother, or someone from your family could have this situation that will shock you. Now, if you say it's not about my family or my marriage or anything like my sweetheart related, my love related, life related, then it might be about your career, because 10th house is the highest house in our chart. It's where our achievements are, it's where we shine, and all the people that we respect and sort of obey, like a father or boss, manager, let's say. And if you've been trying to make an agreement, some agreement here, this full moon has power to stop that agreement, or some things might be broken, especially like reputation or influence might be dropping here all of a sudden, as an example. And it can be related to your spouse, like your wife or husband. If it's not your reputation that will be under risk, it can be about your spouse reputation that will sort of shatter here all of a sudden, leaving a sort of a shocking feeling. Something related to these things, your career. And if you've been, for example, promised a promotion, and again here some things happen that will surprise you, and most likely you won't see that promotion coming in. Or in some cases it might be the case that it will be coming, that promotion, but again out of blue, my dear Scorpios. 23rd of February, big day in astrology. We have once in a lifetime aspect, because we will never have this aspect, which is happening in your 5th house of joy, in our lifetime while we're alive. Last time this happened was 16th century. Can you imagine, that long ago? So this is so special aspect that we will be even feeling this aspect whole February and March. But most intense feeling we will have 23rd of February, when Neptune, planet of magic and unconditional love, will unite forces with your destiny node. Now, North Node is about destiny, it's about where we headed, it's about opportunities. And it's happening in your 5th house, house of love, true love. Here you have crazy big chances, if you're single, to meet someone, to meet actually your one and only, who will stay in your life forever. And that union will be a sort of a strong one, so destined one, because North Node is about destiny. Now, these two will be meeting in your 5th house, house of joy. It's amazing house to host these two. If you say it's not about love and I'm happily married or happily single, then it might be about business. You might open a business here by the end of February, and that business will flourish. And most likely could be related to a sea, because Neptune rules seas, like, I don't know, maybe boat parts, selling boat parts as an example. Or alcohol also, and drugs. Neptune rules those things. It might be related to that type of business that you will pursue, or you will have an opportunity or a chance to get involved in this kind of business. Now, 5th house, a house of children, house of kids, and if that was your wish to become parent long time already, then Neptune will cover that wish, because Neptune is about magic. It's something that we cannot explain, and it's amazing, especially those of you who have been trying long already and trying hard, and let's say have some issues, for example. Now Neptune will help you here, so try by the end of February, my dear Scorpios. Kids will be sort of granted from the heavens, because Neptune is sort of angel planet here. 5th house is also house creativity, those who are like actors, singers are all here. And also our talents and skills is 5th house. You will have a chance to make your talent your main job with this connection of Neptune and Destiny node. Some of you guys might have a performance, let's say, of a lifetime, such a masterpiece that everyone will be talking about this, and you might become instantly popular, sort of famous here. So such an amazing, actually, energy happening in your fifth house whole February. Next day, February 24th, we have Mars going direct in your ninth house of all other people who are foreigners or like different than you with by language, by age, I don't know, culture. So Mars was sleeping there, meaning giving you less sort of travels and maybe even postponing and hindering some travels. But when it's become awake and it goes direct on 24th of February, you might go to business trip because Mars rules your house of work in your natal chart. So it seems like you might be sent to a business trip by the end of February, or you might go yourself to a business trip, as an example. Now, ninth house is also about education. Those of you who are wishing to pursue an education like degree, apply for universities, then this Mars will give you courage, will give you confidence to go after that scholarship or after the university that you want to study in, as an example. So after like towards end of February, you will get this Mars direct and full force in your ninth house, and all the legal cases will move forward too. Especially if you're involved in a lawsuit or if you even like work in this area, then this area will hit up, my dear Scorpios. February 28th, we have new moon, new energy in your house of love, true love, fifth house. Again, this fifth house is hugely emphasized. Now, this new moon is happening at 9 degrees. Those of you who are born 31st of October will be affected the most. And new moons are about new energies. Something new is growing there in your house of love. Even though Jupiter will send harsh beam to that new moon from your house of mystical zone, and also financial house, eighth house, and in general, Jupiter rules your another financial house, earned income. So money houses are involved here. And there it's a new moon, it might be that you will need to attend to your kids. If you have kids, then it's about your kids' education. You might spare some money there and also time. You might need some investments. You might need some financial sort of situation there so that you will be able to accommodate needs of your children. And for example, like they're going to kindergarten and you will have to pay for kindergarten, for example, or to new school or some extra classes, or I don't know, something that related to kids education or kids life, so that you will need to pay money there. In some cases, new moon here indicates new business because fifth house is about business that we create. You might want to open a business, but here, universe, your chart seems like showing that money won't be enough to that business, to open that business. Especially if you apply to a bank loan, bank won't be so much of a help here. You might receive a money for opening a business, but it won't be as you claimed, let's say. It will arrive less than you claimed, for example. This is as an example, my dear Scorpios. Now, fifth house is also house of kids, as I said, and Jupiter is in your eighth house. It's a house of conception. Again, you will have a huge chance to get pregnant around end of February. If that was your wish, seems like you might know this news that will surprise you, happily surprise you, that you are becoming a father, that you are pregnant, as an example. And in some cases, if you're already pregnant, that you might give birth here by the end of February, after this new moon. my dear Scorpios. Now, and again, like fifth house is about creativity, those who are sing, like write, I don't know, perform, all those people. Again, you will need to think about your finances, how to earn, how to monetize those skills, how to monetize that talent, or how to fund yourself so that to promote yourself here. This new moon will give you this kind of new thoughts and new task in your life. Now, those of you who are born 31st of October, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most with this new moon because it's happening at 9 degrees. Now, always check your rising sign because that's the most strongest in 90% of cases. And also moon sign, my dear Scorpios. Check all of them because they will all influence and bring situation. Believe me. Check your moon sign, sun sign, and rising sign. Wish you amazing February. Love you all. Bye bye.